When you're younger, it's all about the work, ambition. And as you get older, it's like, no, it's about community. It's about connections.
Solidarity.
It's about the people you meet.
Acting is reacting, and also you have to be a good observer. जितना मुझे याद है, I might be incorrect, I don't know, I don't remember exactly.
No, you're right.
So, as actors, you guys observe a lot.
So yesterday, I'll tell you a story. This same lady was sitting in across from us during the interviews at one point. And at one point, I just couldn't stop. She had taken her chappals off. She was tired. It was the end of the day. She was stretching. Sometimes she would stretch and she'd disappear behind the front chair. So, oh, this looks compromising.
हम लोग एज एन ऑडियंस देखते हैं ना, हम लोग एक परसेप्शन बनाते हैं कि शायद ये रियल लाइफ में बहुत ज़्यादा स्ट्रिक्ट होंगे एज अ पर्सन.
It might sound crude, but it's like don't finger. I mean, I don't know if that's allowed to say, but आप किसी को परेशान करोगे और वो इंसान किस मूड में, then you have had it ना यार. Then media भी words लेती है, but you know, which to be honest, he doesn't care, I don't care.
बट गाइस, एक बार जोरदार ताले हो जाए आप दोनों के लिए फॉर द होल टीम ऑफ पुणे हाईवे. मैंने टीजर देखा है, मैंने ट्रेलर देखा है, मैंने गाना देखा है. एज एन ऑडियंस, ये मैं इंटरव्यू के लिए नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, थ्रिलर जॉनर ये मेरा फेवरेट है. और मुझे जेन्युइनली अच्छा लगा द टीजर, द ट्रेलर.
What's your favorite thriller film?
बॉलीवुड मूवीज है, प्रॉपर रेस और थोड़े मासी मूवीज है मेरे.
Do you like Andhadhun?
Yes, Andhadhun is
Andhadhun
great.
is my favorite.
Andhadhun is
It was
great.
one of my, I think, the last.
आपकी one of the favorite films?
One of my, thriller, in the thriller genre, it's very good.
आपके लिए?
अंधाधुन.
आप दोनों ने एक साथ काम किया पुणे हाईवे पे. एक चीज जो आपको सीखने मिली अमित से?
He is very good at being on set. And you think that, you know, this, whatever, but he really, he doesn't let, you don't see what his mood may be. He always comes ready, there, ready to talk, ready to include people, ready to, of course, do the work. I mean, that goes without saying, but it's more than that. It is, he's always available and open and ready to have a conversation and ready to include people, and he makes the feeling then, like how Bugs and Rahul are trying to create, if he wasn't part of that, if he didn't accept that and run with it and want to do the same thing, then it may have been a bit trickier, you know. I anyway can be moody, you know. I can come sleepy in the morning, grumpy, all of these kinds of things.
Understatement of the year.
Yeah, I'm in my own, I can be in my own little world sometimes, you know. But he's always very, very open, very, very inclusive, and it makes everything as a consequence flow on set. So that's one thing that I was noticing, being like, that's good stuff. That's very good stuff.
अमित आप?
Yeah, I'll say two things about Jim. One, though, I think the day you understand him, you will never leave him. And his honesty is to himself. I think that is so courageful. दूसरा मैं एक इंसिडेंट बताना चाहता हूँ जो मुझे हमेशा याद रहेगा. We were shooting a scene at 12:30 at night, and ये बैठे हुए थे, and I was pacing up and down, and I had to say something. And he was actually seeing that I'm struggling with jumping from one thought to the other. And I was like, just he said, क्या हुआ ऐसे नहीं? And he said, and then by then rolling and all that happened because the village was behind. They were not seeing that we are still trying to figure out. And in rolling, he says, bro, I got you, don't worry. And I'm like, okay. So I didn't even realize what did he get? Or what, like, I said, okay. And then just in between, because camera at that time was facing me, it was my shot, Jim ka shot ho chuka tha. And the point where I needed that change of thought, where I was, जो मुझे uncomfortable हो रहा था, naturally आ रहा था, he just said something. You know, and that means he was so present. He's always present as an actor. He's always there. And as soon as the scene went, of course, you know, the director comes, acha scene hai wo. I think we both hugged. I thanked him. He said, don't worry, you know. So for me, that's one memory I'll always keep.
Yeah. एक चीज़ मैं बताना चाहूँगा जिम आपके लिए. I've seen your interviews, films, OTT, everything. एक जब हम लोग एज एन ऑडियंस देखते हैं ना, हम लोग एक परसेप्शन बनाते हैं कि शायद ये रियल लाइफ में बहुत ज़्यादा स्ट्रिक्ट होंगे एज अ पर्सन.
Bro, can I say something? And I mean, Jim is a friend, so I'm allowed to say who I am. The word that I mean, it might sound crude, but it's like, it's like don't finger. I mean, I don't know if that's allowed to say, but आप किसी को परेशान करोगे, वो इंसान किस मूड में, then you have had it, ना यार. I feel if you are nice and warm with Jim, you know, but unnecessary, and that's with me as well. In fact, you know, bro, मेरे को पहले बहुत बोलते थे कि तुम बड़े intense हो, क्योंकि मैं थोड़ा रिएक्ट कर जाता था. तो मैं जब छोटा इन द सेंस, इट्स नॉट लाइक आई हैव जस्ट ट्राइड वर्किंग इट नाउ, एंड देन मैं बहुत हैसल हो जाता था. आई कुड फील कि मुझे छेड़े है और मैं छिड़ जाता था. देन आई रियलाइज मैं इनको छेड़ने नहीं दूंगा यार. एंड देन मीडिया भी वर्ड्स लेती है, बस यू नो, व्हिच टू बी ऑनेस्ट ही डजंट केयर, आई डोंट केयर, बट आई जस्ट फील दैट sometimes people also kind of unnecessarily push you, you know, for a reaction. और फिर मैं तो करूँगा, शेर को छेड़ोगे तो दाड़ेगा.
Yeah.
रोज शेर बोला था, कैट नहीं.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's partly because of the roles that I've had to play. I haven't been able to do like a straight comedy. I would love to do something like that.
It's on your wish list?
Yeah, I would love to do a comedy, straight comedy, you know, like just pure comedy. That would be great. And then, doesn't matter. Doesn't really require much explanation.
Yeah.
I think you get used to certain things. You start to expect certain kind of questions. You get tired of them. And then there's no real recourse or no real conversation around any of that. The answers that are met with only infuriate you even further. Even if you're 100% right in your line of questioning, you know, in response.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, the person takes no responsibility, they blame other people, and everybody kind of moves on in the conversation, and the only person left looking frustrated is you, and everybody else thinks that you're being whatever, condescending, supercilious, arrogant, all of these kinds of words that I used with people. But I don't think that from both sides, I don't think there's too much introspection. And consequently, that leads to people getting irritated sometimes.
Yeah.
You know? I think that's just how it is.
एक सिंपल सवाल है, आप इतने साल से इंडस्ट्री में हो, एनी इंडस्ट्री, इंडियन फिल्म इंडस्ट्री, एनी इंडस्ट्री, एज एक्टर, एज आर्टिस्ट, आपने इस इंडस्ट्री से क्या सीखा है जो आप फॉलो करोगे? एक चीज़ हमेशा रखोगे आपके साथ, एनीथिंग.
मुझे अब लगता है इंडस्ट्री से तो नहीं सीखते, इंडस्ट्री से आप इंगेज करते हैं, उसमें बीच में लोग होते हैं, अच्छे एक्सपीरियंसेस आते हैं, आप साथ में काम करते हैं. मैं जिम में बहुत क्वालिटीज़ हैं. एज एन एक्टर ही इज़ सो वेल रेड. I'd like Jim to introduce me to theatre. I think he's one of the best person to lead me into experiencing, you know, how an actor feels on stage. So that's something I look up to him, the vast knowledge he has. I look up to the passion he has, you know, to the craft, to acting, to process. बहरहाल दूसरी जगह, you know, there are different people you pick, and I think as a person, as an artist or as a human being, you just keep picking things. So it's not entirely just the industry. Industry में लोग हैं. You keep picking some nice things. You keep picking, you know, and I think and I like that aspect of life and work.
Yeah.
So many things, so many things. So many productions teach you so many different things, and it's not related just to acting. It's not related just to the craft of filmmaking. I mean, the crew is constantly teaching you things. Frankly, if you notice anybody properly, they'll teach you things. Everybody has something or the other to offer. I honestly believe that. And they say another great artists steal. So you should just steal all good qualities that you see from anybody. If you can incorporate it into your life in a way that'll work, that is nice. Like what I was saying earlier about Amit's general vibe on set. You know, it is one that is very open and very fun-loving, and as a consequence, everybody feels more relaxed and starts to have more fun. Like that Bugs on set is so encouraging. So encouraging. To the point where sometimes I'm like, no, say it wasn't that good so we can, do better the next one. But he was so loving. He makes you feel like you're enveloped in one big warm hug at all times, Then there's Rahul balancing him out, cracking the jokes, making sure that, you also know that there's humor and wit and intelligence behind this good nature. It isn't just good natured, It's great. There's a good vibe between the two of them. Huh?
Amazing.
Yeah.
But there's something about Bugs, bro.
There's something about Bugs.
Yeah, amazing. And Rahul, they're cool guys, but
Yeah.
I've done Art House with him. Now we've done this. And you've known him from theatre.
Yeah.
There's something as a joke I say it's cunning. It's not. It comes from a very good human spirit.
Yeah.
So when, like you say, he allows you to, best, very good.
Yeah.
And then if he still, because he's a genius.
Yeah.
So if he wants to take you to like, say a beat, or step further into that emotion or that shot, he does it so politely.
Yeah.
Jim, that was amazing, Jim.
Yeah.
I was also thinking that if we do it in this way, so now because we are thinking actors, you also and then you instantly catch that beat. So I was thinking, so he'll put the thought in you and then you'll come and shoot. Jim, thank you so much that you did that.
Yeah, exactly.
It was your brilliant idea, and I was embarrassed how I didn't realize that he would come and tell me and I would do things that he told me. Then finally in Pune Highway, I said, I've cracked you, you gaslight. You come and tell us what to do and where to reach, and then you come and you say, oh wow, it was so nice. You were
That's the best way though. Best way.
But I just feel a set. I've really had so much fun on Pune Highway. We were not we were there on the set having fun and also working.
Yeah.
But the work was with intent and intensity. And we were working for each other. We were there for each other. It's characters. I think the environment was beautiful.
Yeah.
The only thing is when you have, sorry if I interrupt you, bhai, but when you experience this, you start chasing it. Like you want this in your next film. You want it, you want this to keep happening.
Yeah.
That sometimes can,
Yeah, there are some sets where it's a bit more impersonal. You go in, you do your job, you leave, which is also a perfectly fine way to work. Like no complaints about that. Sometimes you need that also. You don't have have it in you to give yourself completely to this. You have it in you to go and you do this. You're busy. There's other things also going on.
Also, some films dictate the passage. Like for our film, I think this was important.
No, I think in our film it was not that. It was the whole vibe was important, not just what we did between action and cut. Which is something you end up chasing, because I think when you're younger, it's all about the work, ambition. And as you get older, it's like, no, it's about community. It's about connections.
Solidarity.
It's about the people you meet. It's about how they feel. It's about how you feel around them. It's about how you extend yourself for them. You become bigger than yourself because there's something bigger that you're moving towards. You know?
True.
Even Deep, our DOP, what a good guy. I mean, just always up for whatever you suggest, ready for any idea or change in the blocking, ready to adapt to it, ready to surf what Bugs and Rahul want, ready to surf what we are actually giving. Great guy. So much to learn from him also. So even-tempered, calm, relaxed, but like with that mischief in his eye as well, like there's that, he gets it. He doesn't not get it. He's just very nice,
Yeah.
It's like that. Like this whole set was filled with people who get it but are really nice.
Yeah.
2013 में मैंने फिल्ममेकिंग अपना कोर्स कंप्लीट किया था. आई लर्न एक्टिंग, डायरेक्शन, एडिटिंग, कैमरा, आजी इंस्टीट्यूट.
Okay.
तब ज़्यादा ऑप्शंस थे नहीं. I was 16, 17 something.
Wow.
I'm 30 now. ठीक है.
You're old, man.
You look
I'm
young.
30.
You're getting old.
You look young though.
I'm 30 now.
You have real baby face. You know?
I don't smoke, I don't drink. I think maybe that's the reason, I don't know.
Maybe.
Good boy.
Probably genetics.
Might be. Okay, coming back to the point.
Good compliment, man.
Coming back to the point. आप ऑब्जर्वेशन की हम लोग बात कर रहे थे.
Yeah.
तो तब मुझे फिल्म मेकिंग में सिखाया था कि एज एन एक्टर एक्टिंग इज रिएक्टिंग एंड ऑल्सो यू हैव टू बी अ गुड ऑब्जर्वर. जितना मुझे याद है, आई माइट बी इनकरेक्ट, आई डोंट नो, आई डोंट रिमेंबर
No, you're
एग्जैक्टली.
right.
So as actors, you guys observe a lot. जैसे हम लोग आपने बात की, you observed a DOP for example.
So yesterday, I'll tell you a story. This same lady was sitting in across from us during the interviews at one point.
Tropika.
And at one point, I just couldn't stop. She had taken her chappals off. She was tired. It was the end of the day. She was stretching. Sometimes she would stretch and she'd disappear behind the front chair. So this looks compromising. Sometimes she'd do the stretching thing, and then she'd taken one chappal off, and she had her foot out like this, and she was just, whenever she agreed with something in the conversation, she'd like wiggle her foot a bit. And I found myself, I was trying to pay attention to the interview, and I was also like, she's moving her feet again. Yeah, she liked that last comment. She moved her foot again. She liked that last comment as well. It was like that. Yeah, I ended
So it's a distraction
noticing
also.
these weird things.
Yeah.
No, distraction. What is it? Distracting from what? From life itself?
Yeah. Amit, आपके लिए?
Look
She's
at the
conscious
toes.
right
Look
now.
at the toes.
Am I in trouble, Kripika? I think I had this thing about me since childhood.
Okay.
I wouldn't say I was nosy, but I have this thing, what's lurking behind this wall, So I have this thing of there's this curiosity, inquisitiveness. Why is Jim smirking like this? Why is he grinning so much? So why is cotton with a K?
Yeah.
Small things. It's fun.
Virgin tissues.
Also on set, आप बहुत सारे departments पे भी you get involved.
नहीं यार, तो अब ये जैसे बदनाम होता है।
नहीं I'm saying
अभी
आप
शुरू
बहुत
यहाँ
ज़्यादा-
से सुनो तो सही, शुरू यहाँ से होगा, दूसरे इंटरव्यू में होगा, he's interfering, तीसरे में जाते जाते 3 महीने में अमित साध जिम इंटेंस से हो जाएगा। अमित साध तो बहुत नोजी हो गया, ये अभी हमें बता रहा है कि कहाँ से कैसे बात फैलती है। बोलो तुम।
नहीं I'm saying कि आप बहुत ज़्यादा डिटेल्स में जाते हो।
किसने बताया आपको ये?
ये मुझे
खबर आई,
मैंने
रोड-
सुना है, हाँ, इन अ गुड वे आई एम सेइंग कि आप सिर्फ ऐसे नहीं कि सिर्फ एक्टिंग, आप फोकस करते हो
बड़े
डिपार्टमेंट पे।
अच्छे एक्टर्स इन्वॉल्व अगेन यार डायरेक्टर और पे इन्वॉल्व होता है। कुछ डायरेक्टर्स होते हैं आपको अलाउ करते हैं, एंड जैसे कि जिम ने कहा कि पुणे हाईवे में बग्स एंड राहुल, हु आई वुड से thespians would be a good terminology to describe them. It's been there, done that, and they have a vast knowledge and wisdom, and somehow I think they allowed us to question, they allowed us to seek, they allowed us to it was nice for them to come and ask. Sometimes in movies, which is also fine, the block is already made, the camera is already put, and they say, come do your lines, and we go and do them. In Pune Highway, we had the luxury of such people who kind of respected and felt, because Bugs also is an actor, because Rahul comes from theatre, and they would ask us, what do you think about blocking? And then we would go and block. And then Deep, that's why Deep's name is also essential. Deep would come and he would not crib that my sun is there and my light is there and my light. He would say, okay, you guys want to do this? Director says yes. Rahul says yes. Buck says yes, and we go and do it. At that time, yes. But we are not saying कि वो light हमारे face पे डालो और जिम थोड़ा left में होना ना मैं दिख नहीं रहा हूँ.
My left profile is better.
So it's more, but the way I would like to put that, I'm grateful that I've worked with few directors, and especially on Pune Highway, we had a voice.
So there's this movie called Get Out. Have you watched it? Get Out?
No.
It's by Jordan Peele. Great film, horror film. Lovely, really good. And there's an actress named Catherine Keener in it. And she is a kind of hypnotherapist in the film. And she has a little room in her house, which is a little hypnotherapy den. And she walked into set. She walked into the room, and she was like, no, that chair's all wrong. And I don't think I would have these two works of art on the wall. And the director immediately goes in, changes the chair, changes those 2 pieces of art. Now, is she trying to insult the production designer? No, not at all.
Correct.
Not at all. It's just she's made a conception of who her character is in her mind before reaching set, right? Because you don't get to rehearse with the actual space and the actual props and the actual environment that you're in. But you've created a very strong idea of what that is in your mind. And so when she's given the freedom to make these decisions, and when it's met not with, oh, fuck this person is being so troublesome and so irritating, and we've done all this work to get the person here. The idea is that this person has spent way longer thinking about what her room would look like than the director has or the production designer has in this particular case, because the production designer has had to design the whole house and all the rooms for every single character. Similarly, the director is thinking constantly about the entire story. She has some idea of what she's talking about because she's solely focused on that one thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish that I had the same agency on some sets, because I have spent that long thinking about it. And when I walk in and I see some things, it doesn't feel right to me and it does feel odd to me. So when you're saying this, getting involved in all the other departments, I think if you do it beyond your character too much, it can become really, really irritating. But I think there should be a certain amount of flexibility and freedom for an actor to come in and say, no, these clothes just don't work. I don't know how to explain to you, but they don't. I look in the mirror and I don't know who my character is anymore. 'Cause my idea of him is so different compared to what I'm wearing at the moment. So either we need to discuss what my idea of the character is, because it's totally wrong. Because in my conception of the character, he would never wear this.
Yeah.
Either I'm totally wrong and we need to have a serious discussion about this, or we need to find a way to change the clothes. Just as an example. So there's like pros and cons to either side, you know, there's arguments to support both sides.
But I think in Pune Highway, we had that.
I think we did.
Because I also remember, and I'll tell you, every time, okay, we would go into discussion. But and it's been 2 years we shot that. I remember every time you kind of gave an idea, we punched on it. We took it because it was like, and I think we were free. There was no like, what will Jim think, what will Bucks think, and I think we had that in Pune Highway. I think in context to what you're saying also, I feel, bro, that the environment and the people making the film should determine. Do you want a thinking actor? Like casting also should go thinking actor, non-thinking actor. The conflict is when different frequency, different mindsets come on a film.
Yeah.
So I just feel even when you're casting, you should, like if there's a Bugs and a Rahul and if they have a non-thinking actor, I think they'll be in trouble. Not that they're bad at directors. Even for Gattu. In Gattu in Kaipoche, it was the first film. He would come and ask. You know? And he would, Gattu was a sweetheart. He said, Babu, what are you going to do? I said, bro, you tell. No, you tell. And he would take us. And Anissa is a very big DOP. Anissa would sit there. Bro, then we were a little spoiled in Kaipoche. We would do blocking in the 7 o'clock shift till 8:30. To finding, because we were not finding the scene, or we were like, and at 8:30, after 1.5 hour of blocking, we would go to the trailer to get ready and come back. But then when we came back, we were not us. We were what we were supposed to be.
Dude, blocking is so underrated.
You said a very nice line yesterday about blocking, that I go and block, that's where I find the
truth. I like
of-
to put it in my body. I like to put it in my body. Just learning lines, knowing my lines perfectly is not the same as getting up, putting it on its feet, moving around, seeing. That unlocks other things that you can't intellectually know. You know it physically. It doesn't feel right. This feels odd. I don't know why it feels odd, but it just feels odd. And the DOP and the director who've blocked it, sometimes with the ADs, can have perfectly intellectual and good reasons for why. Like, you are supposed to be the powerful one in this situation, so we want you at a height. The person bends down to pick something up, and they're now at this, there's this like power difference. But it's like, yeah, but it just feels odd and weird. Where actually, if I'm sitting watching this person walk over, and they are at a height, but actually I'm the one completely in the powerful situation. In this particular moment, it feels more right than what you're saying. I don't know how to explain. It just feels better. And of course, sometimes you're wrong, and sometimes, that's not
I
the
think there's
type
no
of
right
set
and
you're
wrong
on.
here. It's the
It's
moment.
a subjective thing.
Exactly.
It also is just a subjective thing. And of course, actors have to accept within film that it is fully a visual medium, and how you are framed can change everything.
जब मैं फिल्म स्टूडेंट था, there are lot of film students right now जिनको इंडस्ट्री में क्या एक्टर बनना है, डायरेक्टर बनना है, प्रोड्यूसर बनना है, एनी, उनके लिए आपकी क्या एडवाइस होगी उनके लिए?
Keep acting.
Okay.
Yeah, find something or the other and just do it.
अमित, आप?
Yeah, just a leaf from that, never give up. keep knocking the doors, and if they don't open, break a few.
वेल डन, वेल सेड. थैंक यू सो मच गाइस. बहुत अच्छा लगा आपसे बात करके. बहुत सारी चीज़ें जो मैंने भी सीखी आज एज अ फिल्म स्टूडेंट, एज अ मूवी लवर. सो थैंक्स टू यू गाइस. जाने से पहले एनी मैसेज जो लोग फिल्म के लिए वेट कर रहे हैं, एनी मैसेज.
You better be there.
थैंक यू सो मच गाइस एंड ऑल द बेस्ट टू यू.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.